Pregame.tv, we're going to be breaking down a second Knicks game, the Knicks at Portland, and should be a very competitive game, competitive point spread. And if there's one NBA team that I know very well, I think, not in terms necessarily of the players, but day by day, it's the Portland Trailblazers, because I personally bet them under 37.5 wins this year, opener at Cantor, and might be pretty close here down the road. So.
I think you'll get it. It's a mediocre team at best. At best.
Yeah, it's really the sort of team we want to look at. The situations, is it favorable? Is it unfavorable? And they have had some bizarre results, these Portland Trailblazers. How can you explain that 136-106 win against the Spurs in San Antonio?
Right.
And they shot 13 for 21 from three. You see something like that, it's like my reaction. I hear some people say it's an aberration, throw it completely out the window. And I say, well, it's still a data point, but probably it's the sort of thing where they're never going to play that well again, but they still got it done that night.
Yeah, and when you really look at their lineup, they have some talented players. And this is a team not long ago that was, you could pretty much consistently expect them to be a playoff team every single season. So I wouldn't go as far as saying, you won't get a good game out of them. I think they're extremely capable of having a good game. It's just they're not a complete team. And right now the issue is they're also dealing with injuries. If you look at that injury report, it's half the team's on it. So, even if these guys play, that just gives you the idea that they're not healthy. They're not 100%.
Sure.
And in the NBA, which is one of the most demanding of all sports physically, and the amount of games they play, when you have half your bench and half your starters not 100%, you're not going to get any consistency out of them. And I think that's exactly what it is. But if you could get a focused effort from them, they're capable of winning some
Very
games.
Loyal fans in the Rose Garden.
Exactly. They have nothing else to really, other than, who do they got? Oregon Ducks. What else are you going to really cheer in?
I worry about a home court advantage in a place called the Rose City. It just sounds a little too feminine for me, but for whatever reason, they always beat the Lakers. They always get psyched up there. And when a marquee team like New York comes to town, they got this one circle. This is a big win. And they had a lot of really great performances early this year where they won all these close games. And they stole them in Portland, and I think they got overvalued, and then reality set in, and they started losing some games. What's the Knicks' psyche going to be like here? They're going to Denver the night before, and they just lost by 30, so they're going to be sky high to try to play here in Denver. Some teams going to Denver, they kind of mail it in the fourth quarter. That's not going to happen with the Knicks. Might they have a little Rose City hangover here?
I think for sure. If there's the game that they really want, it's the Denver game. Especially after the embarrassing loss to Golden State. And we know the Denver game's a primetime matchup, and Denver, one of the strongest home court advantages in all the NBA. It is a big game for the Knicks. A lot bigger game for them than the Portland game is. And now you have to go in, play Denver, be at pretty much 100% effort from start to finish, because they're going to run you the entire game, whether they're ahead or behind. And then you get no rest, and you got to go play Portland.
Maybe some shaky weather traveling from Denver to Portland in the wintertime. Not a fun road trip on.
I think if you're going to back Portland, this is the spot.
You look at like bad road trips, like you just saw that tonight. The Spurs played at home, and the NBA sent them on a back-to-back all the way up to Minnesota, and you can almost see the players rebelling against that. They didn't even want to go.
No.
Right? And you could get something similar. Well, why not have to play in Denver and then go ahead and
the next day?
You can see where I'm going. Let's go ahead and make it official.
I'd do it.
All right, free play, Portland Trailblazers, New York Knicks. I think the Knicks will bring a spirited effort in Denver. They'll get gassed in the altitude. They probably are going to hold up okay. And here's where the altitude's going to get to them. They're going to fly into the Rose City, and they're going to play like a bunch of pansies with roses in their hair. We're going to take the Denver Nuggets and I'm sure a very attractive Denver Nuggets. We're going to count on the Denver Nuggets to wear out the Knicks in a competitive game, and then we're going to take the Portland Trailblazers in a game that's probably going to be lined close to pick. I'd be very surprised if the Knicks can bring a good effort here. Remember what happened in Golden State could well happen here in the Rose City. We are on Portland.
My question, Steve, do you think the fact that the Knicks are playing the night before will be factored into the price, or because they're the New York Knicks, there's no reason to factor it into their price because the Knicks, they're a public team. They're going to get money.
I think the odds makers is a point to a point and a half, so they'll take the point because, like you said, New York's a public team, so they'll take the power ratings and shave it 1 point instead of 1.5.
Right.
But the truth is, all back-to-backs are not created equal.
Exactly.
Like the Clippers play against the Lakers at the Lakers, and then the next night they're in their home city, or they go to Phoenix or some cream puff, easy weather, easy travel, versus going out of Denver and worrying about your traveling. And then I really think, and people laugh at me, in the middle of winter traveling to these different spots in the northern climates, who wants to take a plane to Portland?
I've gone over that. You know that turbulence that
or you're going to go down and
forget about it.
Forget about it. Let's not go down in this play. I think we got a winner here. Check back with us here. We're going to do one more NBA game, pregame.tv. We are going to be breaking down the Spurs and the Mavs. That'll be another free play. Stay with us, pregame.tv.